Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle Innocent and I'm the founder and CEO of Project Purpose. Welcome to our channel. Our community is focused on fostering the intellectual and character development in children. We do this through our parent-child workshops that are focused on 4 themes: autonomy, self-efficacy, compassion, and self-concept, in order to cultivate grit, perseverance, and resilience in each child. And we are so thrilled to be offering one of the first of its kind digital, virtual, and continuous learning environments, enabling parents and children to connect from all around the world. At Project Purpose, our overarching mandate is to renew and rebuild family, community, and relationships. Our different social media platforms provide us with an opportunity to have discussions and to create space for all topics that relate to family, community, and relationships with ourselves as well as with others, with a primary focus on mental health and education. More precisely, the ways that the institutions of mental health and education play a role and have played a role in our societies at large. These discussions and debates provide us with an opportunity to think critically about what needs to change within these structures for us to live up to our bold slogan, support, protect, and empower each child through youth-focused development, better known as leadership in juvenescence. For those of you who are particularly keen on the topic, we also write thought pieces every other Monday. We have a thought piece that we've just dropped this past Monday, so definitely be sure to meander over to the website and check out our online content. Now, if it is the case that you are looking for a listening alternative, well, we're available wherever podcasts are playing, and we've provided you with access to a few links down below. Now, as is the convention, be sure to subscribe, hit that post notification bell so that you are aware of every time we post. And of course, if you like these conversations and you want to keep them going, like, comment, and share this segment. Let's get into it. Allô les meufs et les mecs. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another segment here on Project Purpose. For those of you who are new, we cover topics that relate to mental health, mental wellness, and education on a week-by-week basis. And our topic of discussion today is mental health. And the conversation around mental health, I'm going to talk about the importance of resetting. And it is so important that we learn that whether we're experiencing a high or a low in life, we don't want to carry all of that energy into the next day, because then we don't have space for what that day itself will bring. So I am a big proponent for resetting, and so I have ways that I reset on a daily, weekly, and a monthly basis, and I'm going to share some of those easy ways of resetting, just recalibrating your energy, letting go of what doesn't serve you, which doesn't always necessarily need to be a negative thing. Sometimes with the energy that doesn't serve you are the experiences, highs or lows, regardless, that are past. They're past now. We don't want to live in the glory days. We don't want to always be reminiscing on past events. We want to give ourselves opportunity to experience in the now, and that's why resetting is so important and so integral for each of our mental health. So with that said, my first resetting tip is a daily reset that I do, and that is when I wake up and when I go to sleep, and that is showering. I think water is such a cleansing element, and so when I shower, when I step into the shower, it's to wake up, it's to go to sleep for sure, but it's also to reset. It's my way, it's sort of my ritual of starting the day fresh and ending the day, leaving everything that took place that day down the drain, essentially. And this is sort of the intention behind it. And I know all of us, we have our different hygiene routines, and so for me, showering twice a day is much more about the intention around resetting, around cleansing off the energy of that day so that I don't find myself carrying it into the next day. And just in case there's energy left over, I like to shower in the morning as well, as a way of resetting and making sure that I'm starting the day fresh, I'm level setting, and I'm not bringing in residual energy that I don't need into this next day. And I have to really emphasize that energy that doesn't serve us isn't always negative energy. It can just be energy that no longer has significance, it no longer has relevance, it no longer has context. So it's important that we let it go so that we make space for new. And so that's a daily ritual. I also have weekly rituals, and all of this involves my space, and I love to really maintain my space for my mental health. But on a weekly basis, I like to do like a deep clean and reorganization, and that gives me an opportunity to reset, because as the week goes, you start using confusing yourself, like things start to kind of go into different places. They're not in their specific place. Things can get disorganized. Things can get a little bit dusty. So weekly, I like to do like a deep clean and a reset of my space. And sort of that's the intention behind it. I'm not just cleaning for the intent of it being clean. I'm cleaning with the intention of resetting my space. And some of how people do this a little bit more deeply is feng shuiing, like moving the furniture around. And all of this is just sort of the way that we reset our environment to enable us to create space for new. And I think that resetting is really about giving ourselves the opportunity to create space for new experiences, for new opportunities, for new ideas, and for new ways of thinking. And so if you're thinking about how do I break away from this current pattern of thinking that maybe no longer serves me, one of the easiest ways of going about it is to reset your space. And some of that might be reorganizing your space, getting rid of clutter. Clutter is a big thing. So making sure that you're always kind of applying that Occam's razor, not more than you need, but definitely not the things that you don't need anymore, taking up space in your environment as an opportunity for you to reset and to give yourself a chance to start at ground level. Now, another way that I like to reset is taking a look at my goals, my short-term, mid-term, long-term goals. I like to take a look at them and I like to see, well, how well do I perceive my progression in alignment with these goals, and what can I do to like kick things off? So if there's something that's kind of been trailing, like how do I kick it off again? How do I kind of reinvigorate the energy around it? And so the planning that I do around my short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals is my way of resetting. It's like resetting the energy levels that I have towards those specific things. And this is super important for mid-term and long-term goals because it takes stamina. And what happens when we lose our stamina, when we lose our endurance, we just need to rebuild it. And so a lot of us, when it is the case that we lose stamina when it comes to pursuing our mid-term or long-term goals, we just duck out. And so for me, no, when I find myself losing stamina, when I find myself constantly putting off things that are on my parking lot list, that I'm not like going out of my way to do the things that I know that I need to do, I'm just kind of letting it trail. I have these opportunities, these moments where I reset, and how I reset is I reestablish a new plan. And it's a new plan. It can't be the same as the old one because the old plan is not fresh anymore. It doesn't excite me anymore. It drains me. So I like to create a new plan, put a little bit new energy in there, and that gives me an opportunity to reset. So this is something I like to do on a monthly basis. I also do it on a quarterly basis, and how I reset at the end of the year is very different from how I reset at the beginning of the year because, as you all know, I am very goal oriented. So I like to reset with my goals, my vision, my desires for the year in mind. And so that's the way I close the year off. That's the way I start the year off. And especially resetting is so important when you've just gotten over a cold. And last week I did have a cold that kind of hit me by surprise. And so how I reset is I kind of make sure that I decontaminate my place and clean everything that I touched while I was having that cold. And I think that it's really important that we just give ourselves this opportunity to reset. So if it is the case that we've gotten through even a disagreement, resetting after a disagreement is really important, whether that's you taking a shower, whether that's you going for a run. It's really about the intention, what the activity is. It really is specific to each of us, but it's the intention behind it. It's like, well, when I do this activity, my intention is by the time that I'm done this activity, that I've reset, that I am starting from ground level, that I'm not carrying that energy into the next conversation, into the next experience, into the next meeting, into the next planning and ideating session. I'm giving myself an opportunity to start fresh. So that's what I want to come here and talk about, some quick, easy ways to maintain our mental health. And again, we're talking about maintaining health, maintaining wellness, and resetting, and even working out. Like exercising is such a great way to reset, and that's often how I leverage yin yoga. But I wanted to come on here and give you some tidbits, some pieces of advice that have served me well when it comes to resetting, because I think it's just so important that we don't allow our days and our experience to build up on us, because burnout is not just about the highs and the stressful periods in our life. It's about life in general. And if we don't give ourselves an opportunity to reset, to restart, to refresh, then it's all of those, that buildup of opportunity of experiences, of past experiences that we haven't let go of because it doesn't serve us anymore to carry them, that can often lead to burnout and to stress and to feeling overstressed and overwhelmed and anxious. So that's what I do. That has been super helpful to me. It gives me an opportunity to feel recharged, re-energized all throughout the year, and hopefully it helps you to do the same as well. So that was it for today, but definitely not all as it relates to my stalking situation. I will keep you in the loop, but thank you so much again, and I will talk to you all very soon.